To welcome if you new, forgiving your lateness. You streaming in your car, then let it ride. If you on the YouTube, like the video, subscribe. You are now tuned in to the TSP. You are now tuned in to the You are now tuned in. You are now tuned in to TSP.
Yes, sir. TSP episode 190. I'm your host, Bobby Hall, and with me, as always, you know who it is. It's my co-host, Dylan Savage. Dilo, another one, baby. How we doing?
Doing good, Bobby. Doing good. Finally ate. As we were talking pre-production, obviously no one else, listeners don't know, but I was on a quest of getting a healthier gut, and I did a fasting. So originally it was planned about 48-hour fast, but then I was doing a little bit more research, and I think the benefits are pretty much similar with a 24 to 36-hour fast, and but with like the 48 hours, you have more risk of like losing muscle or starting the process of like losing muscle for energy and stuff like that. So I was like, I don't want to risk that. So kind of defeats the purpose of everything else my goals are. So I just finally broke the fast during breakfast before we shot here this episode in 36 hours. So 36 hours without a crumb except for water, of course.
Did you notice anything?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Because I had like bloating issues beforehand, and that's like I just eat. You know, it's like I mean, I'm never like not full or something, but I don't know. I mean, it's the health benefits from just your cortisol levels, resets metabolism, bloating, and gut bacteria, stuff like that. Just kind of like resets hitting the reset button, if you will. So hopefully I have like a little bit less of an appetite, so I could eat smaller portions and kind of like stay on track for the bigger goals down the road.
All right, man. Well, there you go. I'm glad that went well for you. I'm glad you're able to eat now. You know, it's football Sunday, so that's a big eating day for everybody. Before we get rolling, we got a packed episode with a special guest this week that we're looking forward to talking to. But I want to shout out last week's guest, Luke Markland. Very fun episode. Always getting fun. Always fun getting the chance to talk with him. Very eccentric, goofy guy. I had a lot of people hitting me up talking about some of the shit he was saying and doing. And at one point, because I forgot he did it. It was towards the very end of the episode. I think it was as I was doing the outro. He was doing like fucking hand puppets or some shit. Because I watched the episode back or whatever. And then you and I mean, obviously we had the post show was probably longer than the episode itself, and we we did a couple bits that were hilarious, man. I wish we were recording during that time because it was some very funny stuff. But shout out Luke. He shared his stuff on socials. People came out to check him out, and thanks to him, we gained some subscribers, which is always the goal.
Absolutely.
Right now, I mean, he's got top episode of season 7 so far, firmly in his grasp. So congrats on him. Hopefully he can keep it rolling. We'll see. We still got quite a ways to go here in season 7, but yeah, he came through. So did his people. Canada themselves, we kind of put the call out, see if they wanted to jump Singapore, who's the second highest listening country for TSP. So we'll see, man. Canada definitely came through and showed out for Luke. So shout out to him. And the other thing from last week is we each shared our 3, I guess, nominees for awards. I kind of decided that Monday when we dropped the episode that I would put a poll up on our socials to have people kind of vote between all 3 of our nominees. And for Fucko of the Year, I mean, P. Diddy ran away with it as expected. Although, there were some people out there, and you know who you are, that voted for Jake Paul, which is crazy. I know a lot of people don't like Jake Paul, but if he's on a list with P. Diddy on who's, the bigger fucko, it's crazy that Jake Paul was getting some votes. But yeah, Diddy easy. Rookie of the Year was the show The Penguin, and then MVP was College Football 25. So D'Lo, I mean, your nominees swept the awards. So
Yeah, I mean, I speak for the people, I guess. I mean, I just kind of thinking of what were the right nominees here. I guess there's no right and wrong. I mean, to each their own, really. based on your own personal experiences of 2024. But it's kind of cool to see that
each of them were solid. I mean, these were, like I said, this was Mondays when I decided for us to just vote because I was interested to see what the people thought. But all of our, Dave Grohl was a fucco. Jake Paul, some is a fucko, but then Diddy, he's like the ultimate. I haven't listened to that Post Malone country album, but to Luke, that was his rookie of the year. So was them Dots Pretzels, which the Dots had some votes too. That was kind of a closer race with the rookie of the year. And then MVP I said was Discord. Luke said Deadpool and Wolverine, the movie, was his, and then college football. So those were all good options right there. But the people spoke, and those were the three that got chose. So, but yeah, that was just a fun episode. I always like when we do our little award show or whatever you want to call it, to kind of just see what everyone's different opinions were on those three things there. And I think going forward, that's probably what we'll do. You, I will have whatever guests. Maybe it's one or two. Because last year, obviously, there was four of us, including Joe and Todd Stahl. So however many options get thrown out there, we'll put up on a poll, and we'll just let the people vote that following Monday and see, what everyone thought. But that's pretty much it, man. I think we can kind of jump into today's app 190. D-Lo, we're 10 away from 200. That's gonna be a special moment, man. I'm looking forward to that. That's a little ways away, obviously, with doing one a week, but it's right there, man. 200.
It's in the grasps. It's in the grasps.
I don't even know what we'll do for that one. What? Maybe I think 200 will have to be another episode that we got to pull Joe the Greek back in. Figure something else out. I don't know. Might just be a gigantic episode where we're just pulling people in and out from the past. I think that'd be kind of cool. Instead of doing like calls, we'll send the links out, and if they can pop in for a minute or two and say a couple of things, keep it moving. We'll see. We got plenty of time to plan it, but I just seen that we're on 190. It's like, holy shit, man, we're right there.
Man, not too far. Not too far. Went from a long way from sounding like we're in calling on a cup phone with a string attached to it.
Yeah.
Now we're in these
far away, man.
Sure mics.
Far away.
I was recording in a closet full of clothes at one point in time during one of those seasons. So came a long way. So I think we're starting to get a little bit more tread underneath these podcast feet.
That's a yes sirski if I ever heard one. So but Dilo, we're gonna bring on our guest this week. This is somebody that keep saying discovered. I don't know how you want to phrase it, but it's somebody that I found on TikTok close to 3 years now. And we'll get into some of this too, but this is back when TikTok actually was still, pushing real content, to the algorithms and not just things, that you can buy. Because nowadays, like, I have bought, a couple things off of TikTok shop, and now that's all that's plastered all over my goddamn algorithm. But I discovered this guy on my For You page. It was a song called Family Drama, which we'll play that and another music video that dropped not too long after that. Those are two of my favorite songs right there that he's put out from Richmond, Virginia. So a little ways away from us, D-Lo, but on our side of the map a little bit. And I'm excited to talk to him this week. But for this week, TSP 190, we have on with us Sneeze, my man Sneeze. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for giving us some of your time on a Sunday morning. Very appreciative.
How
we doing, man?
Thank you guys, bro. I appreciate y'all. I'm glad to be on here. I appreciate y'all opening up the platform to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited to chop it up with you guys.
Likewise. So, right out the gate, I'm going to ask, because I'm the one that kind of found you, and I introduced Dylan over here to some of your stuff, and one of the first things he noticed is your name, Sneeze. What's the background on that?
Honestly, man, I was freestyling as a kid. I was like 13. And my brother and a few of our friends were like, what's my name gonna be? You know what I'm saying? And I sneezed, and my brother, motherfuckers, man, you should be Lil Sneeze. So I was Lil Sneeze for a second in like 8th grade. And then I said, you know, man, the Lil is probably not the wave. This was like 2016 type, you know, so everybody was Lil, like SoundCloud era type
Oh yeah.
shit.
Yep.
And then I got rid of that, and then I just kept running with it, and it kind of just became, shit, that's my name. It's weird if I hear my government, like if somebody who's not my family calls me Aubrey, that should be like, what the fuck? What? You know what I mean? And I've thought about it like at points, you know, is this gonna mature? Do I age with this name or whatever? But it's my name. I don't really think about it until I hear like, yeah, I guess Sneeze is kind of a interesting name, you know what I'm saying? But that's my name, you know.
Yeah, unique for sure. And I mean, I guess you could parlay with it. Your name Sneeze because maybe you're sick with it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my god! Never heard that one before.
There it is, first ever, man.
Yeah.
Dylan, man,
Exclusive
pouring it up.
TSP podcast.
You really never heard that before?
No, I'm fucking around, bro.
I was
Come
gonna
on,
say,
dude.
Oh my god, I was at a fucking
it has to be.
I was at a meeting recently for an event I was helping with, and I sneezed and everybody, oh my god, Sneeze just sneezed. I just be wanting
Inception.
to like, yo, let's just blow up the fucking building. Let's just destroy everyone here.
It's like, yeah, it's
Jesus
like when you're
Christ.
watching a movie and they're like, well, he said the title. He said the title.
Yeah, no bullshit. He just said Superman 3. Can you believe
Yeah.
he just said that? But yeah.
So like I told you, man, we're gonna get into some of the, you know, typical questions that you ask somebody, you know, especially, you know, in the music game, you know. So inspirations. You're from Virginia, so were you listening to like Missy Elliott, Clips, Pharrell, like those guys? Were there other people that you kind of pulled from other parts of the country that kind of inspired you to get into music and rapping?
Well, starting off, I you know, I'm a child of the internet, man. As far as I remember back, I had YouTube, you know what I mean? I had sneak on my mom's laptop, look up boobs.com at like 6 years old type shit. Fucking just unlimited access that I probably shouldn't have had. So I just say that to say I was the music and things I was inspired by were from all around me. You know, my mom has always been a hip hop head, so I grew up hearing like a lot of Outkast, a lot of Nas, you know, still we used to you know what I'm saying, we were in it was like right at the end of the bootleg CD era. So mom had like endless markered up CDs and shit. So I'd be plucking them bitches and going and listen to like gangster rap, made me do it and shit like that.
Shout out to LimeWire.
What's that LimeWire? I guess that is how they
Well, that was my
download
area.
out.
LimeWire, yeah. I'd download and then burn them to discs. And yeah.
Hell yeah. I was like really, really young at that point though, like 7 years old, like 6 years old type shit. But as far as Virginia goes, I didn't honestly really tap into too many Virginia artists until later. Like once I started moving around and doing stuff, like I knew about Pharrell, of course, Timbaland, Pusha T, but they didn't. It's weird. Like definitely, yeah, they're from Virginia too and everything, but they're from Virginia Beach, like the 757, which is like an hour and a half away from Richmond, where I'm from.
Sure.
And the culture is so different. You know what I mean? Like it. Ironically, Richmond is the capital, but they feel way bigger than us. You know what I mean? Like, and they also have a history of people coming out of there, like some of the names we just mentioned. Whereas I didn't even really know too many people from Richmond, and not too many people have come from Richmond yet. You know what I mean? Like, of course, we have Mad Skills. Shout out to the homie. He's a legend. You know, if you're like a big hip hop head, you know Skills. He's a legendary ghostwriter. You know, I had my mom's, like, I don't know, motherfuckers be your uncle, but really they're just there to sell your mom crack. You know what I mean? So I had a bunch of stories like, yeah, I used to sell crack with D'Angelo on Southside. You know what I mean? But I don't know. That shit didn't really make any sense to me, you know. But then as I got older, as far as Virginia artists, like, you know, shout out to, of course, my friends, Repeton, PGB Renegade, but then Blackwood, Charge. Did I buffer out? Am I still here?
Yep.
Yeah,
You
you
cut out a little bit,
you're
but we
good
got
now.
you.
Yeah.
I saw it hit a circle. Noah O, guys like that I've been fortunate to build some relationships with over time and stuff like that. But yeah, honestly, not to be long-winded, but my inspiration for music came mostly from datpiff.com and YouTube. You know,
R.I.P. Dat Piff.
No bull,
It's,
bro. When I was in 7th grade, I had a phone that I had confiscated from the locker room because motherfucker wouldn't give me a phone, you know what I mean? And it didn't have any internet or service or anything. So I would go home and I would download as many mixtapes as I could. So like Welcome to Phaso Land, some of like the Young Sinatra mixtapes, acid rap, all that shit. And I'll just be like, well, this is all I'm gonna listen to for the next month. You know what I mean? And yeah, shout out to Dat Piff. Rest in peace, Dat Piff, bro.
Yeah, I think you and Dylan are probably closer in age than you and I are, because I'm old ahead. I'm 35, so Dat Piff
You don't
live
look a day over
mixtapes.
21.
That's because I'm Asian, man. That's it's a gene. It's one of our
Hey!
genes. We
Hell
don't
yeah.
age until we're like in our 70s, and then it starts going rapid. But live mixtapes and Dat Piff, those were two things that I used to jump on like daily. You know, after I'd sign into MySpace and all that shit. So
I
yeah, I
never was
definitely
on
got
MySpace before. What was
a lot
that?
of music off
It was
those
great.
two, man. It was great stuff. But yeah, like I said in the intro, I discovered you, Jeff, just on TikTok one day. I was just scrolling, you know, like any other person would be on the FYP, and then boom, out comes this guy. He had way longer hair then. This is about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And then family drama. Sorry, I almost said Family Matters. Shout out to Drake.
I'm good. Shout
Family
out to Uncle.
drama was playing, and it was catchy, man. Caught my ear, and I hearted it and kind of followed you, and then eventually I think got dropped on the DSP, so I went to Apple Music. There it was, and that kind of started my my following of what you've been doing. So Dylan, I sent you the link there. It's the TikTok link. And kind of show the people what it was. I know it's also one of your bigger viewed posts too. So yeah, check it out, man. Hopefully people dig it, man. It's the shit.
I was kind of wanting to have you over again.
I always get my dick sucked on the way home to some family drama. That's old shit, not too old, but I can't be bothered. They ask about it, don't talk about it, I won't say nada. Ay, real shit, never find an answer like Jimmy Hoffa. Ay, smooth when I dance, but my ditty pop, yo. Ay, gas in my pants smell like Benihana. She want love and I lied and told her that I gotcha. She in love with drugs, I can't introduce her to my mama. I ain't tryna do it unless they tell me that they need it. Make my own like Master P before you catch me coochie creeping. Ask me if I'm gon' get rich and I say filthy, baby, peep it. I need BB for my glasses, when I'm shining they gon' see it. Make the lead like Kenny Powers, fall off where you tweaking. That's that shit I played in. Tell her, baby, let me see it. She gon' show me cause she want to, but she know that I don't need it. FaceTime for the moment, give me face when we breach it. I always get my dick sucked on the
Yeah.
Oh yeah, baby. That's a banger, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, bro. Fucking, it was the first song to really gain some like real legs for itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that had to be dope. Just drop, and then the next day, I mean, 100,000 plays, whatever, likes.
It was cool, man. I at that point I had just recently came back home to Virginia. I was living in California with my previous manager. And you know what I'm saying? Shit didn't necessarily work out really just because of me, if I'm keeping it completely honest. You know what I mean? I was like fucking going through some life shit, and I was like, man, I don't think it's gonna work out. But also there was some other things. I'm not gonna be the guy who's like, it was all my fault. But anyway, so I came home, and I shortly afterwards I had my daughter, and I was like, bro, you just gotta fucking just work, bro. And I put that shit out, and I was very happy to see it go up. It's opened a lot of doors for us, you know what I mean? And it let me know that it's, you know, it is possible to go viral. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
before that, we had a record do pretty good called Detached, and it got some legs and everything. And I had seen certain stuff catch locally or regionally, but that was the first song where like people were hitting me up from like Spain, like, oh my god, we love this song type shit.
Yeah, and that like I said, that couple years ago was for me, and I'm sure a lot of people agree. TikTok at its absolute best. Like it was just cool because like your FYP, I mean, it would kind of actually like read the shit that you would like to see, and it's gonna show you that. Like, okay, you're into music, you're into cooking, you're into girls shaking asses. Here you go, back to back to back. You know what I mean? If you like it, we'll keep it coming. Now
Yeah.
it sucks. I mean, it's like we talked about before. I have made the mistake of buying something off the TikTok shop now, and yeah, I think even if I didn't, they still would just shove that shit in my face. Pause. But it's TikTok stuff every other video. It seems like, honestly, and sometimes not even. It's like every video. It's like, dude, I just came here for like the content. That's what this place is supposed to be. Is like, you know, a place where you can kind of see, yeah, like cook, where I can get cooking inspirations or discover a new artist or discover a new show, or you know, because there's been I started watching The Sopranos because of TikTok clips, you know, and you know,
Yeah.
stuff like that. So um and that kind of, you know, as somebody that uses that to kind of push your music and stuff, I mean, what's your thoughts on current day TikTok? Because I'm sure this affects you, because if you're not, because we have had a couple of like TikTok creators on that have got like 6-figure followers, and if they're not plugging shop stuff, they're getting triple digit, you know, views with
Um.
six digit followers.
Well, for me, I mean, I don't know. I'm. I get that it's a volatile thing. You know what I mean? If there's a
Yeah,
platform that you can just put shit on and maybe get millions of people to see your stuff, you know, I can't expect it to do that every single time.
sure.
Um, you know, and it I don't I don't really go on social media as a consumer like that anymore. Just because it got to the point where I was like, bro, what the fuck am I doing? I'm
Yeah,
pretending that I'm gonna save these videos and shit for later. You know what I mean? And I'm not saving them, you know, or like I'll save them and I'm not looking at them and shit. Um, but I I still think that there's definitely benefits to TikTok. Um, I know for sure that a lot of it's been driven by the sales aspect, but I also think social media in general right now is in an interesting place because everything being so, it's like niches within niches, you know what I mean?
yeah.
So you really see, like, we can be on the same Instagram in the same city but never see the same thing, or same TikTok, same whatever, you know what I mean? And a lot of it, yeah, you know, they want to market you fear, they want to market you sex, they want to market you the things that will elicit the most emphatic emotional response, you know, as quickly as possible. And, you know, sometimes it is harder to cut through that noise, especially because, you know, I'm not numb to the fact that there's a billion other artists, bro. Motherfuckers be trash. Motherfuckers be uninspired and uninteresting. I'm gonna be real, but there's also a lot of really great artists as well. Um, but I just say that to say, like, you know, we see a lot of the same shit, a lot of the same, you know, motherfucker going online like 13 ways to blow up as an artist. This is how you should be making your content. And I think it does kind of take a little bit of the thinking away, which is where the innovation happens. So I try to ignore that stuff and just put stuff up. And I'm fortunate now to where I've gotten to the point where, you know, I'm definitely not Jay-Z, but, you know, we have some fans that, you know, I can super serve and gain what it needs to keep going from
Nice.
the little community we built, and we're gonna keep building it. And I also feel like, you know, TikTok may be what it is, but well, two things. I've always just thrown shit on TikTok and be like, all right, if it goes up, it goes. But it is weird because, you know, on TikTok, like you said, you might have anywhere between 10,000 to 100,000 followers, a million followers, but your shit might get 800 views. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's no interest in like you can't really, I don't want to say you can't, but it's much harder to build a consistent community on a platform that's based solely on discovery. You know what I mean? So everybody's just shooting in the dark. How do I get more? And then you're just battling for passive listenership or passive engagement. You know what I mean? But I do think, you know, for instance, like Instagram, you know, we've been more successful on Instagram than we've been on TikTok. And I've seen those people stay. You know, those people are more likely, typically in my experience, to buy merch and come to the shows and, you know, purchase the actual music from things like Bandcamp and stuff like that. So
Nice.
So
I've
yeah, I mean,
noticed too. It's like because there'll be some, like, obviously there's the top of the top that those people, they'll have people follow them anywhere. But you got the people that are somebody that's got the 6 figures, some even 7-figure followers. If you jump over to their Instagram, 1,000 followers, or you know their Twitter or something, whatever else they're on, it's like 1% of what they build over there on TikTok. So yeah, I mean, the TikTok followership just kind of seems like a fallacy. But I don't know. Like I said, at one point, like 2-3 years ago, like
it
was kind of a
definitely
little
was
different.
more popping at that point. I think less, like slightly less saturated, and they cared more because you got to give the mouse the cheese for him to start running through the maze.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know?
Yeah, it works for me. Shit.
Yeah, and now they're like, hey, listen, you like that? You know what I'm saying? It's like letting the fiend sample the work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You like that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Come back.
Yeah.
But it costs money now. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, ups and downs to every platform. You know what I'm saying? I'm not opposed to throwing a few dollars on the internet. You know what I'm saying? In order to get it back or make a greater impact on people and stuff like that. And, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna. You know, we got the cards we got. I'm not gonna start being like, why the fuck is poker played like this? This is crazy. I can't believe these are the rules to Uno, bro. I mean, you got the cards you got. Play that shit.
Yeah.
You know?
No doubt.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I discovered family drama, and then just kind of been following along for the ride. And not too long after that, I think definitely the same year is when you dropped Layover. I think same year, 2022. Maybe
No,
23, but I thought it was like within a year though.
it wasn't
Less.
too. I think it was.
I guess we can
No,
look
it
it
was
up. 'Cause we
Family
got the
Drama
YouTube.
came out technically at the very end of 2021. Came out in December 2021, and then I think Layover came out like the end of the summer going into the fall or something like that. Cause we yeah, that sounds right. That sounds right. Cause
Well,
we
we
did
can probably get because how much longer after did you film the? Because we're about to play the music video, and that'll probably tell you whenever the
I got.
music video drops.
that was we filmed it in September.
So I got
Filmed
it.
it in September of 22 with my guy Miko and his wife, the Marzans production company, really good friends of mine in LA. And we went out there because we had a show out there, and we just did the show and did the video and like power selled it up and came back to the crib and dropped that shit.
Yeah, we're gonna play that. This is my favorite track of yours so far. I think people will dig it, and one of the lines is what will kind of carry us into my next topic here. So Dylan, let's pull that up.
They were killing me online on Twitter, bro. They was violating me. Is this satire? Thought they were
Yeah. Hey, look. Hey, I'm way too bonded to break away. Feel like James Harden with fadeaways. I feel my heart bump like an 808. Say it ain't so, little darling. I say okay. Blue lights looking like Kamehameha waves. Saw these souls seem to put it on layaway. Bluebird trying to fly away, throw the cage away. Clock ticking 88 miles for the MPH. Say what you want, fucking NDA. Real one, I ain't never had to emulate. Fuck the way that she got tits when I penetrate. Nowadays she want me out of here to recondition things. Wishing I could make her reconsider things. Nowadays paint on the picture frame. Yeah, see I know that we got anything. Shit, but I just hope this ain't the end of things. Be the one you find in front of me. There's nothing I never see, but wonder if I hit the brakes in a past life. Shit, now I drive to the gas light. Took time, came back for the backslide. Look back, told me I was the bad guy. Shot, you know that that's a bullseye. All facts, and she think that it's all lies. Lift off, the shorty in the start side. Need my name in your top 40, in your top 5. Really all time, no hurry part time. It's not a dream if you do it, it's a pastime. No fake shit, leave it in the past life. Nowadays, I just drive to the gas light. Oh, and running the bases. Run around, then I got back to the basics. Chip on my shoulder, the motor could break it. I always knew I'd be great, I know that I'd make it. Be the one you find in front of me. There's something I never see, but
Look at rap.
Yeah, that's a smash, man. That's a smash right there.
That's a rap.
the way that she got tits when I penetrate.
But yeah, one of the lines is what will carry me into my next topic, man. Blue lights look like Kamehameha waves.
Yes, sir.
Gigantic Dragon Ball Z fan my whole life. I showed you before. I got the whole collection of cereal boxes, figurines, posters, you name it. I got it all back there.
Oh yeah.
Been watching that shit, in every iteration. Even today, what they got going, the newest stuff.
Oh, Daima. I haven't seen Daima yet. I'm waiting for.
It's not bad. It's on Netflix. Yeah, I don't blame you. I've been watching on Netflix. I was kind of iffy on it just because it's like, all right, they're gonna be kids again, but it's actually been pretty decent. Well, I'll let it ride. But yeah, man, that's not the only song that you make these references either. So that was one of the things that kind of had me gravitate towards your music and you as an artist, because you shout out and reference Dragon Ball Z quite a bit. So
yeah, hell yeah.
That's something I've always dug, man.
Thank you, bro. Yeah, I'm definitely an anime head. I love Dragon Ball Z, Full Metal Alchemist, Fooly Cooly, fucking, what else? What else is great?
My oldest, she's 11. She's really into. I don't know if you ever watched My Hero Academia.
Yeah.
That's one out
That's a
there.
good one, too.
She's big fan. I haven't watched that yet. I've really only kind of stuck around with the Dragon Ball Z universe, to be honest. But
oh man, there's so much more. You got to.
I know. I've got a lot of friends that I've been trying to get me to expand my horizons there. I've been kind of just in that one lane, but I do want to.
I mean, it's the fucking Michael Jordan anime, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah. You can't go wrong with it.
But yeah, like I said earlier, I'm half Japanese, so really I should be watching multiple animes, but I just been stuck there, man. It's so good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who's
anime
your favorite character? Who's your favorite character?
Piccolo.
Okay.
Piccolo, for sure. Yeah. Felt like when I was a kid, I only met my dad like a handful of times in my life. So I used to look at Piccolo like, damn, that must be nice. He's like a father figure.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, more than Goku. I mean, shit.
Yeah, Goku's a terrible
kind of a shit dad.
Yeah, he's fucking horrible dad.
He's the man, you know what I mean? He's done a lot of good shit, but yeah, he's a shit dad.
Yeah, yeah. And I used to, play the game. I always like Piccolo, got the stretchy arms. You know what I mean? He's cool. He like real in the cut. You know what I mean? He's got the drip on. I also like Trunks. A lot of
Yeah, you want to talk about drip, dude? When Trucks
yeah.
first came from the future, yeah,
He hit
dude, he had the shit on, dude.
the
Yep.
fucking little bangs with the fade, bro.
Yeah,
Come
man.
on, man. Us straight haired whites, we're loving that, man. They gave us a voice.
Yeah,
And
he's the
I'm
man, dude.
blonde too, so I was connected to all the Super Saiyans, man. I was, oh yeah, that's me.
Yeah, I got that all, man. And then I've just been following my whole life, dude. It's just a great show. I always Gohan, like Cell Games Gohan. He was like my favorite character for a long time, and then I don't know. Vegeta's kind of taking that spot. You know, he's a dickhead,
Vegeta's had
but
the most character
he's
development.
just yeah,
You know what I mean?
especially as time's going on, 100%.
Into Super and everything. You know, I like I kind of liken my journey to Vegeta in a sense. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
Vegeta actually give a fuck about his kids. He's actually there.
He
He's
does.
grinding. You know, he's working
and his
really hard,
wife.
but he takes a moment to go tap in with his kids. You know.
Yeah, one of my
Goku's
favorites,
like, yeah,
like
I'll catch
scenes
you
and
again
all
in a
that
year.
shit
I'm going
is
to King Kai's planet.
when Beerus, he smacked Bulma, man, and Vegeta just lost his shit. That's
Yeah,
like
he
one of my
turned up.
favorite little scenes.
Stay
I've
away
ever
from my
seen,
tits.
man. Yeah, man. So I always that's one thing, man. I always kind of keep an ear out because more often than not, man, you're gonna throw a little something in there, referencing one of the goat shows, man. So I always appreciate that.
Appreciate you, man.
Cliche line here, man. What are the goals for 2025, and then what about beyond that?
So moving into 2025, I got a bunch of music I'm ready to put out. We're gonna double down on like what we were speaking about earlier as far as super serving the people that are here for Sneeze already. You know what I mean? I don't have a million followers or anything, but there's tens of thousands of people that are tapped in, and I'm just looking like, man, let me eliminate as many of the passive people I can, and emphasize the people that really truly give a fuck. Especially after doing a few real successful shows here in Richmond recently, and in New York earlier in the year. I was looking like, wow, you guys really truly care. I think a lot of times with the modern landscape, we can be so focused on, I need more people, more numbers, more this and that. But it's like, what does that equate to? You know what I mean? If I have a 1,000 people that truly, genuinely give a fuck, and they value my art enough to purchase things like merchandise or vinyl and stuff like that, those are where my energy and focus should go. So I say that to say, leaning into kind of, in a sense, what we started with, just higher quality visual representation of the art. Of course, it's still 2025, so I'm always going to be a short form monster, which is something I stepped away from here recently, just trying to get my ducks in a row. Sometimes I think when you constantly pushing, there's been times I've been posting like 3 times a day, and you don't give yourself a chance to make anything really big, make a larger moment, a greater impact. So I've given myself some time to get some things situated over these past month or two, following the show that we did on Halloween, and I'm really excited to share that. I got a first song in the string of music that's going to be coming out. It's called Bad Mama Gemma, January 14th. Um, yeah, and definitely expect a project from Sneeze. I let him tell me, why would you drop a project? Why, the project doesn't make sense. Nobody's gonna listen. But then I'm like, actually, wait a minute. There's actually a few thousand people that actually will listen. Shut up. And then you know what I mean? Like, when you think about it, I could drop a million singles, and whether I love them or not, they might not catch. You know what I mean? So I'm just shooting into the fucking dark, thinking, well, let me just keep creating these lottery tickets, versus I can say, all right, let me make a real meaningful body of work, um, and allow it to live with people and sell it to people. And of course I'm not going to stop creating content around the songs that exist, and the fans pick a single anyway. So You know, if some shit catches fire, yeah, I'm gonna double down on that shit. But you know, just higher volume, higher service to the fans, supporters, the family, the fellow folks that are in the tissue box with me. You know what I mean? Um, and yeah, just doubling down on the things that I know I'm able to do, and taking it further. You know, because I feel like we mentioned before, a lot of the time spent within the social media music space recently, for me at least, has been like information overload. It's like I'm Batman putting a million things on my tool belt, but then I look up and I'm like, bro, you haven't used the tools. You haven't created a blueprint and plan. It's like I have all these things on my tool belt, but then I'm just like, batarang every time. It's like, bro, you better pull out the anti-shark spray. You know what I mean? Um, so so just utilizing everything available to me, you know what I mean, and understanding the level that I'm at this point, and knowing that I made a lot of progress, and let me not keep moving like I'm just starting. I think these days, TikTok algorithms, Instagram algorithms, whatever, the space that we're in almost wants to trap you in feeling like you just started until you explode extremely dramatically. But there's different levels to this shit. Like, you know, if you've been working for a few years and you're able to do shows, you're able to sell products and have valuable art to people, then I think you should. At least I'm realizing for me, I'm gonna be doubling down on that moving forward, as opposed to striving for like, man, I hope this TikTok goes. And if the TikTok goes, hell yeah. But you know, fuck it.
I love that answer and that energy, because that's reflective of Dylan and myself, our journey here
Right.
with TSP. We've been doing this show 5.5 years, and for the first couple years, we were trying to break through, the metaphoric glass ceiling. We wanted to be Joe Rogan, or we wanted to be Barstool, or one of these places where this could be a stream of income.
$1 million
You
worth
know
of
what I
game.
mean?
Yeah.
Exactly. And obviously, for this entire time we've been doing it, we've had like a group of a couple hundred people every week, fuck with our shit, and they come back every week, and we kind of looked past that for a while because we wanted more, we wanted
Yeah.
thousands, millions, and obviously when that wasn't happening, we shut this shit down for a whole year because we kind of put all our eggs in that basket, and when it didn't happen, it discouraged us to the point where we're like, all right, well, fuck this, there's no point in doing it. And now, 8 months go by, I'm like, shit, I miss doing this, because at the end of the day, this is a fun hobby. Because me and him, we live 2.5 hours away. It's just one way for us to kind of keep, tabs on what we're up to each day, and then also getting to meet new people like yourself that we see on the internet and just have great conversation. And that's where we're at. You know what I mean? And we know we're gonna have those same couple hundred people rock with us every single week, and that's kind of where we're kind of gravitating towards now, instead of focusing on X, Y, and Z over here. And yeah, again, like hoping a TikTok or on an IG reel kind of makes it into the ether of high success or whatever. Because I mean, if you start doing that and it doesn't hit, because chances are it is really like a lotto ticket. It's not very, very rare are you going to get one out there. If it doesn't happen and you got all your focus onto that, and then you're just like, well, what the fuck's the point of that? And you kind of forget like the
And two,
matters.
there's different tiers to even that. Going viral. Like, I've had a decent amount of videos, go up into hundreds of thousands of views. Just like a month or two ago, I had a video do really well of a verse that I did. Speaking of Dragon Ball Z, I feel like Gohan at the Cell games. Shit they say
Yeah.
impressive, just look weak to me. I don't know if y'all have seen that, but it went
Oh,
up.
yeah.
And but it's like, bro, okay, it's good. Yes, this got like 150,000 views, which is really good for me, because I'm not gargantuan yet. But it's like, what the fuck does that even mean, bro? You know what I mean?
Right.
Because that did good. But if I'm keeping it completely honest, the tissue box tape prototype that I passively threw on Bandcamp, that made me way more money than that video. You know what I
Sure.
mean? And I mean, listen, I'm not saying that the money is the only metric, but motherfuckers got kids, bro. This is America. We gotta pay the bills, bro.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And it took me years to start getting money off music. And now that we're here, I'm not going to say that, well, this is a bigger number, so my ego would like to lean into this. Well, how about my stomach? How about the reality? How about the fact that in order to make more meaningful and impactful art, you need some bread? You know, so if you want to help people in the world, you got to focus on the things that make sense. Now, if I get a video and a record that hits 70 million views, it's up.
Yeah.
We're doing
Yeah,
an
of
interview with
course.
Rolling Loud. And when we get to that point, awesome. But, you know, there's two ways to get there. You know, might be a longer road, might be something that happens out of the cut. But I'm also 22 years old and like I've done a lot so far. And I know I can and will and am doing more as we move forward, you know, just like how you guys are talking about just super serving your people and moving forward and whatever happens type shit.
Yeah.
But you know
'cause,
that you control your standard. The bottom line is controlled by you. Gotta hit this amount at least.
100%. Because Spotify, they dropped our stats for the year, and our views and listens and stuff, downloads are up like 200, 300%.
Hell yeah.
Followers, but the follower number was plus 5%. So it's just like, yeah, I mean, it's cool to get, you know, way more views and stuff, but we're not keeping, there's no retention. So that the followers kind of,
That also could be the people that are already there just fucking with y'all even more.
it could be, yeah.
You know what
That's
I mean?
fair.
Yeah.
Like little Terry from down the street, he's like, listen, man, these guys really started doubling down. I heard you say, you know, you recently upped your production quality. So maybe they're like, damn, you know, I always fuck with what these guys were saying, but now it's way crisper. Now it's way more interesting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you
We
know,
used
they
to
just
sound like
give a
shit.
fuck.
So yeah, that was one of our big focuses.
Yeah, no kidding.
I think a lot of
but-
times we try to market to passive consumers when there's real fans of the crafts that we create and are meant to do and do. You know what I mean? I talked to my my stepdad and my mom, like older people in my life, about how it was for them purchasing music. You know, going to the store, like waiting outside to get this record, this CD, whatever. I spoke to a dude at one of our shows here recently. He's like, yo, man, like, I still have your CDs that you sold when you opened up for Boogie a couple years ago. And I'm like, okay, you guys really genuinely care. And you think of somebody like Makami or some shit like that, this dude, he's controlling the narrative of the value of his art and his creations. You know what I mean? And that's way more appealing to me than the stream. Because they also changed the rules. These motherfuckers changed the rules. You're not getting paid until you hit 1,000 streams, which doesn't matter on one song. But if you have a pretty decent catalog and you're making, you know, a decent amount off of the accumulation of those numbers, and then they say, hey, you can't get that no more. You're like, what the fuck? What the hell is this?
Right.
Yeah.
All right, well, maybe I shouldn't have been fucking with y'all in the first place.
Right.
But still, you know, still put it there. I'm not an anti-streaming guy. I think there's nuance and gray area and everything. And within that, we can all be successful finding our own ways, you know?
Yeah. And you can correct me if I'm wrong based on your own personal experiences, but based on my knowledge, brief knowledge of it all, the best way to support artists like yourself is actually buying the merch straight from the merchant, like at your shows and so forth. That way there's no like middleman percentage divide. Like if you try to like sell something online, there's always going to be like that third party where they want to take their share out of that purchase as well. So is that something that you relate to?
It can be. I think the best way is just purchasing and owning the art. And not only is that the best way to support the artist, I think it's also the most palpable and incredible version of consumption. If you own something, you know, it's a deeper connection to it than just having it in the ether. You know, Spotify could explode tomorrow and you don't have the music. Whereas if you even if you buy a record off of Bandcamp, you know what I mean? You download that, you have it forever. Put it on a hard drive, put it on whatever. If you buy a vinyl, you know, realistically, you're probably going to have it up in the crib, but you could play that if you want. You could play a CD, you know what I mean? I'm not foolish. I know we live in 2025. Most motherfuckers are not doing the CDs and things like that.
Yeah.
But I guess I just say that to say, at any turn when someone is ready to pony up their hard-earned money and own what you're selling them, your artistic contribution, that's better than anything else. But as far as like the hand-to-hand thing, yeah, hell yeah. But also, I mean, we've done really well, and experienced great, it's been profitable to sell online, even through things like drop shipping and or like scarce amounts, and you ship them out, and because I mean, I don't know about the next man, but when I factor it out, I just look at, okay, what is the profit here? I'm not thinking about gross almost ever, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Until you think about taxes.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
as far as the end game and day to day, I'm just thinking about, okay, if I make, I don't know, say I make $10 to $20 on each shirt or hoodie or whatever, all right, well, I don't care that if I sell 10 and they're all together this price, it makes this. I care about what I'm making after selling and accounting for the profit. You know what I mean?
Right.
I wanna
Yeah.
pivot into a little bit of Virginia talk, because one thing we like to talk about here, we're foodie guys. So since we got somebody that's outside of our area here in the Ohio region, what is especially I guess in the Richmond area, or do you guys have like a known dish, food like cooking style, whatever your way that you can talk about, or maybe
Shit,
some of your
Richmond
favorites?
is a huge restaurant city, bro. A lot of people are big on like the brewery scene out here. You want a great burger, come to Richmond. You know what I mean? These incredible spots to go eat. There's every corner downtown got a great restaurant on it. Some of my favorites are like, we got a lot of good Jamaican food out here. Like Jamaica House. I love, whether it be the jerk chicken plate or fuck around, go grab the cocoa bread with the meat patty in the middle. You know what I'm saying? Delicious. Um, uh, Growing up, there was I was a gas station food heathen, but there was this spot at the Sitco near my grandma's house called Fat Phillies. Um, and they're not. They reopened after they closed for a while, but it's not the same. My man died who used to work there. Rest in peace, Anthony. But um, that shit used to be the best shit in the world, bro. You go in there. Oh my God, I used to go to Nottingham Green Apartments across the street and record at Rep's home studio, and, or get out of school, grab some Fat Phillies, fat ass cheese steak and the fries and the cheese fries and shit. Jump on the bus, go down to Chamberlain with my homie Ooh, record over there. That was like a day-to-day thing for me. But there's a lot of good food in Richmond. A lot of burgers and shit. I don't drink, but all these fucking breweries make me feel like, damn, I wish I drank beers and shit, bro. Yeah.
I feel that. I got a couple more questions and we'll get you out of here. Next Wednesday is Christmas, so what would be your top 3 Christmas sides?
Sides?
Yeah.
I don't know. My family's weird this year. They're talking about, let's do a bunch of different small lasagnas and shit like that. I'm like,
Okay.
I mean, that's cool.
Yeah. I like lasagna.
I'm probably gonna make an Alfredo lasagna. I think that'll be interesting. I
Oh,
had
nice.
one
I never
recently.
had.
That shit was
Okay.
banging, bro. Um,
That sounds
but on a
great.
traditional tip, I'm big on give me the macaroni and cheese. My
Yep.
mom's makes a great macaroni and cheese. Give me the god, yeah, hell yeah, goddamn sweet potatoes. Um, what else, man? Asparagus. If you do the asparagus right, it can be one of the best things there. You know what I mean? Put that bitch in the oven, Parmesan on that bitch, olive oil, right seasonings. You know
Oh
what I
yeah.
mean?
Yes,
People
sir.
fuck up with the vegetables. Either they go over seasoning or no seasoning. You gotta find it in the middle, man. You know what
Yeah,
I
you
mean?
got to.
It's still a vegetable. I don't want to be eating fucking pig fat. You know what I mean? But I
Right.
also don't want to be eating bland ass broccolis and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe that macaroni and cheese, sweet potatoes, and asparagus.
I joined the whole TikTok universe. I made that Teeny's mac and cheese for Thanksgiving. It was fire, but that shit
What
was a
is
lot of
that?
fucking. She's a creator on there. She's a big like chef. Her name's Teeny, and her macaroni and cheese recipe was very polarizing. She's a little white lady, so
Hey man, people
obviously.
be sleeping on the white lady. They all
Hey,
assume that
dude,
us
I'm
whites
telling you
have
right now,
like
dude. Her
never seen
recipe
salt and
was
pepper in our lives.
fire.
You know what I mean?
Her recipe was
But I'm
fire,
from the
but it was
South.
a
My
lot of
grandma, my
work.
mom can cook.
Yeah. So obviously, yeah, it was very polarizing, but I tried it. I loved it, but it was just a shit ton of work. So I'm gonna just go to fucking Costco and grab one of their tins of the pre-made mac because that shit goes as well. But yeah, I think the three sides. I'm a big, just like you. If the vegetables are done right, I do a good roasted Brussels sprouts.
Oh
You
hell
know,
yeah! Honorary mention to the Brussels sprouts too.
yeah,
Little
the
baby
Brussels
cabbages,
sprouts. I
interesting
mean,
thing.
they've been on the come up in the last 5 years.
Oh
But
yeah,
yeah, if
Piss
you do
smell
them right,
crazy
they're just
afterwards though. Let's
they're
keep it
can
real.
confirm.
same with asparagus. Yeah, asparagus piss is something
Oh my
wild, man.
god, be like this.
It's it's worse than the shit. Some green bean casserole, I think. What else, man? I don't want to add because mac and cheese obviously is on there too. And then was it corn casserole? Corn casserole. Really love
Okay.
that as well.
Like
Dylan,
what corn casserole is that? Like corn pudding?
maybe you basically take
cornbread
a
with
can
cream
of
corn?
regular corn and a can of cream corn,
Yeah.
a little bit of sour creams, and then a box of like the Jiffy cornbread mix. I think I'm missing a couple other things.
I
We'll
think
mix
that
all that
might be
shit up,
corn.
put it in a
We
pan.
might call that corn
Probably,
pudding down here.
yeah. It's probably somewhat of the same. It's like essentially like almost like cornbread with like actual bits and corn and some other shit in there. It's delicious. I love
Hell
it.
yeah.
Yep.
Can't digest it at all. Endless corns coming out your
Everything just
ass.
comes
You know?
back. Yeah, it comes back out. Completely whole, man. It's fucking one of
Straight
the
kernels.
ninth wonders of the world. Dylan, what about you, man? What's your list?
You guys nailed it with the sides as far as like the actual entree portion of it, but I mean, be remiss to leave out the desserts. All right, because
ahead.
you always got to leave room for the desserts. All letters of the alphabet, A, B, C, and dessert. You know what I'm saying? So you got all of them out there. Take your pies. I mean, I like the pies. I'm more of a pie guy than a cake guy myself. But you can't go wrong with a pumpkin pie, apple pie. But there's different versions of apple pie. It's like the French fry of pies because there's multiple different versions of them.
Yeah, Dutch apple pie is
Yes,
my favorite.
Dutch apple has to be the way to go.
Yeah.
On that front,
Dutch apple? Which one is the one that has like the real like cooked apples in it? You know what I mean?
I think that might be Dutch, right?
Could be either one. Yeah,
It's where it's damn near like a cobbler.
Yeah,
that's my favorite.
I think that's right. Yeah.
that shit's real good. Give us some like a little side of vanilla ice cream.
Oh yeah,
there it is.
But
I say it every year, man.
Talking about earlier is gonna be fucked, man. you said earlier you were trying to get your gut right. Ice cream for the tear that all up, man.
Christmas, you're about to go backwards on Christmas.
Yeah,
but I say it every year, man. Those of you out there that got to go to multiple places, you got to dress nice and shit. I feel terrible because I'm gonna be in an elastic all day on Christmas, and I'm gonna be comfortable, and I'm gonna be in some pain towards the end of the day because I'm gonna be putting in some work. That's what it's about, man. You know what I mean? And watch the kids rip open their presents, and then we're gonna go prime rib. We're gonna go hard. Can't wait.
The over under is 3.5 plates for Bobby.
That's I might take the under, man, because one thing about me is my plates they're like it's a loaded plate. It's not just a little here, like it's loaded. Everything might be covered in gravy. Who the fuck knows? But I can't wait. But we're gonna end off with this. I ask all our guests, and you're brand new, so I'm gonna ask you. You're only 22, but still, there's a 4-year age gap. A lot of shit's probably happened in that time frame. But I always ask, knowing what you know today, what is one thing you would tell your 18-year-old self?
Oh my God. Jesus Christ. I would say, listen, man, don't be so emotional. The emotions charge the art, but they can't make your decisions. You know what I mean? I would say it's not, everything doesn't have to happen right now. Keep working, but it doesn't definitively make or break you whether or not this shit happens Thursday when you're thinking about it Tuesday. You know, before my daughter was born, I spent like while her mom was pregnant, I just felt like, yo, I have to blow up right now or I'm fucked. My whole life is ruined. I'll have no opportunity to be, a successful artist in the future, because of all the anxieties of that coming out of being essentially a kid into being a parent. And, because I had her when I was 19, she was, she was in the chamber when I was 18. And, I was going crazy. I was posting like 3 times a day, tunnel vision, focus exclusively on, like we were talking about earlier, trying to have that viral moment, trying to blow up online. And I did all that, da, 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 da. And then the account that I was posting to got deleted. So I didn't allow myself for any balance, you know what I mean? And I had to recuperate from that. So, and it worked out, and continues to work out. We're bigger than we've ever been, you know what I mean? Music has become financially viable at this point now. And a lot of things that have worked out and continue to work out better than I would have thought at that point. But I would love to have told myself, hey man, slow down, take a second, don't be so emotional, and don't allow your feelings of obligation towards other people's emotions and perspectives on their lives and how they might view you to make your decisions for you. Ain't no superheroes in this shit, man. And I can't be a superhero for anybody but myself until I am a superhero for myself. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers be trying to save people when they're drowning. Doesn't work.
Yeah, that's a bar. I like that answer, man. Sneeze, this was awesome, man. This was a great combo. I like I said in the beginning, appreciate you giving us, some time. It's great to meet you and get to know kind of the backstory, and actually get to talk to the artists that I've watched the last few years. But before we get you out of here, plug it all, man. The socials where people can find you, your music. Plug this new single coming out again. Let them know, man.
Hell yeah, I appreciate y'all. Sneeze. You can follow me everywhere. Sneeze 804. Sneeze on the streaming platforms and everything. My name is not Sneeze 804, even though some people think that. I'm Sneeze and I'm from the 804. And Sneeze was taken on Instagram and shit, baby. You can see it in the little corner of the screen. You know what I'm saying? You dig. Bad Mama Jam is coming out January 14th. Expect incredibly high quality visuals shot with my brother Tonio, aka Absolute Photographs and Pete Max Productions. You know what I'm saying? Goddamn incredible works coming out, produced by Repaton Visions. Bad Mama Jamma, January 14th by Just Do It, my guy out of the Ukraine. You know what I'm saying? Grateful to do business with you. Proud owner of the production myself now. You know what I'm saying? And Bad Mama Jamma, January 14th. You know what I'm saying? Whether or not the cup is half empty or half full doesn't fucking matter. Let's just fill the cup. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we on. Tissue box, the tissue box. That's what we're all in together. You know what I'm saying? And expect new merch coming out hot, steaming, and ready, baby. You know what I'm saying? Brand awareness, marketing. But yeah, man, we just
Smart
grinding
moves,
it
man.
out, bro. A lot of stuff.
I hope you keep going up, man. We wish you a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and we're looking forward to seeing, the grind continue in 2025. You'll have our support, and we'll definitely have to bring you on again in the future, and kind of see where you're at, man, on the climb.
Hell yeah, thank you guys so much. God bless. I really appreciate both of y'all, for real. I'll go through and like select some clips. We can do some collab posts and everything. Get this shit popping up.
That'd be awesome, man.
Maybe you'll get 70 million views.
Hey, yeah, hey. Close, man. Let's go.
Won't complain.
All right, y'all. But that's a bet, bro. Please appreciate y'all.
Yep. We'll see you, man.
Take care, man.
All right, D'Lo. That was Sneeze. He was pretty interesting to talk to, man. What'd you think?
Love the introspective, a very introspective guy. He has a great head on his shoulders, knows what he wants, knows what he wants, how he wants to get there, is a man with a plan. And just one of those kind of guests that you kind of sit back and soak it in like a sponge, really. Just like listening to what he's saying that applies obviously to his life and his situation, and then also kind of like taking it apart and decompartmentalizing and putting it into your own situation and what you're going through. Like you brought up our podcast and what we can do going forward, what we've been through in the past, and so on and so forth. But yeah, a great guy with a good head on his shoulders and great introspect.
To be honest, because I didn't know how old he was. He's a little bit of an older soul to him. I didn't know he was 22. I thought he was maybe closer to your age.
Yeah, no
when
kidding.
he said he was 22, that threw me off because the way he talks and kind of thinks and stuff, it's a little bit more advanced and definitely than I was at 22. That's for sure.
And being a father will do that to you, though.
That's also true.
Age you quickly.
Also true. Yeah, that's facts. But I was impressed, man. Great musician, great rapper. I mean, some of these songs that I play, these are two of my favorites, and I'm excited to see what happens. And it's we're fortunate enough as just another person that hopefully will strike up a relationship and kind of keep tabs with along the way. And like I said, hopefully I would love to bring him back again in the future and kind of see where he's at and really just conversate with him again. Cause it was awesome. I mean, I'm 35 years old and I'm taking shit away from, some of the stuff a 22-year-old saying. So that's pretty rare in my days, this time. So, but before we totally end off, D'Lo, we have to make a big shout out. Cause last week, as we were sharing stats and stuff, one thing you kind of had a call to arms for our listeners, post, your top 5 list, top 3 list, if we're in there, and we'll shout you out, and we'll have to take care of you in some form or fashion. And one listener did just that. He tagged us on Instagram, which you'll pull up here, and right there, boom, TSP top 4 amongst some heavy hitters there. And the crazy thing is you can kind of see he basically listens to one kind of genre of podcast. So the fact that we're able to break in there with the others is pretty awesome. And and then you can kind of see the caption there as well. We're not number 1 on his list, but still he shows support and he loves listening every week. And
that's
awesome. This is Ryan Burnett. This is actually a childhood friend of mine. And I think he just started following along with us in the past year or so. And the fact that, we were able to crack his top 5 is pretty cool, man. And obviously we'll know who'll be listening. So shout him out, Ryan. We appreciate the support, man. And we're really glad that you're digging the show and what we're doing. And, you're one of the people we were talking about earlier that we're just going to strive to kind of, entertain and then make sure that you guys keep coming back every week. So we definitely appreciate that. D'Lo, I think we got to get him a go home shirt, man. I think that's just what it's got to be. So I think I'm going to reach out. We'll have to get a size. I think he lives in like Oklahoma. So I'll have to get his address and we're going to have to get it taken care of. So you'll have to pull that shirt up, and see if you can recreate it. I don't even know if you even remember the website you used years ago.
Yeah, of course.
I think that's what we got to do, with the TSP logo. You can take care of it, man, because he heard us last week, and he listened to your call to arms and came through and showed the support. This is an actual post on his account. It wasn't like he DM'd us like, here's the list. He also posted us, tagged us. I mean, he did everything he asked.
That's what it's all about,
take
baby.
care of him. Yeah,
it's a real TSP in it right there.
Boom, big time. So, I will. I'll get his info and relay that over to you, and then we'll kind of take care of him from there. I think I may have a few stickers too. I'll have to somehow get that to you to get to him, but we'll figure that all out. We'll definitely take care of him though. So Ryan, thanks again. And even though some of you guys didn't follow suit, that's okay. We still know that you're here every week, fucking with us, digging the content. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode with Sneeze. This is a totally brand new guest. I know season 7 was kind of more of a reminiscent season with past guests, and we're going to continue to do that. We're working on some guests for when we come back, because we are going to go on another 2-week little hiatus here and just enjoy Christmas and New Year's with the families. And get one more little last recharge before we get right into 2025. Like we said earlier, 10 episodes away from 200. So some big things ahead, man. Real big things ahead. Very excited.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I forgot to mention to him, Sneeze, that is, that we got that TSP rocket. I know we joke about it, and probably more so coincidence than anything else in their own personal hard work. But we like to joke about it because of the coincidence of it all, them taking off after being on the pod. So if he's listening back to this, and he's strap in, buddy, because 2025 might be a ride.
There it is. There it is. But that's going to wrap it up for 190. We hope you guys have a tremendous Christmas with the family. Get to eat good, maybe get some cool stuff, whatever. And obviously, a lot of you lucky motherfuckers will get to probably enjoy the next 2 weeks off. I am not one of those people, but those that you do, enjoy your time off, getting to relax, recharge, all that stuff, and have a great New Year as well. But with that, D-Lo, you know what time it is, man. Last time for 2024.
Yes, sir. 2024. It's been a good one. It's been real. It's been fun, but it hasn't been real fun. You know how it is. We love it here at TSP. And like Bobby said, we hope that you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year with your friends and families, and have a safe, healthy New Year's with all your traditions and whatever you do. Just make sure you're safe doing it and have a good time doing it as well. But from myself, Bobby, and TSP Nation around the world, have a wonderful New Year's, Christmas, and we'll catch you in 2025.